Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats. Let's play that. Today we're taking a look at Devil World. I don't quite know what this game is just yet, but it sounds intense. Like I said, it sounds intense. Alright, hello and welcome to Devil World. Ooh, this game looks like it has a sweet intro, which I believe we ruined by getting it all excited and putting in credits. Okay. The usual start button was not the usual start button.
Those who have tampered with the sacred ark.
Wait, so what about the other people in the tomb that were just kind of with us? Did they not come along for the ride? Did the tomb decide it's like, okay, just one, please, just two. Two at most, one's good. Alright, so it's an 8-direction, well, top-scrolling shooter, isometric shooter. Let's see, A button does nothing, although I'm beginning to wonder if my buttons are even mapped correctly. Already I'm getting very strong Gauntlet vibes, especially because it looks like those little crypts are enemy generators. And if you know anything from Gauntlet, you know that, man, taking those down is such a pain. Because, like, they constantly make enemies, and if you're not quick about it... Now, right now, it's maybe not so bad, but once you get to more complicated arrays, where, like, it's a trick to even get to the things in the first place... Oh, that's interesting. Did you see we kind of bumped into that guy, and we didn't even take damage? Okay. Oh, there's a jump button. Is there a bomb button? There's not. There's not. Uh-oh. What is happening? Not the good thing. So I'm pressing jump, and I made it. And then I got hit by the thing. So, okay, I'm assuming energy is life. Although, not long for this world. But I learned a very interesting fact that I'm pretty sure nobody in the arcades, or anybody in their right mind would ever have learned. You can, knock enemies off the edge. Oh, geez. So it might sound loud to spam that jump button, but like you kind of have to. Oh, that's interesting. He's still sticking around. Oh, he's still dangerous. He's still dangerous. Oh, neat. He can dissolve the trees. That's, well, okay, so environmental damage. That's one of the... Oh, is he dead or is he alive? Oh, that's bad. That's good. I don't even know anymore. Okay, I'd say I can breathe easy, but like there are still these Minotaur guys all around. Honestly, if you look at any other arcade game, these Minotaur guys would probably be like a sub-boss or something, but no, Devil World's like, nah, they're just regular enemies. It's like jumping already to like level 5 of Diablo or something. Actually, I've never played Diablo, but I've played like a ton of games that kind of simulate the experience, just with less theming. So I feel like I'm well qualified to talk on the subject. As usual, I don't really know anything about anything. And, we're just blazing right through. Actually, I'm kind of impressed by how strong our crossbow is. Like, a lot of these games, they can make your main weapon feel just so powerless. Like, a lot of times they'll kind of introduce enemies that take a lot of hits. These don't entirely count because it's kind of like a sub... Whoa. Is it me or did we just kill that thing in like 2 or 3 shots? So that like 5 minutes of screaming and panicking was not really necessary because it looks like you could just take him down with a few well-placed shots. So again, the crossbow does seem to be like way stronger than usual, you'd expect. You know, I'm actually kind of thankful they have these enemy generators here because like otherwise I would just be lost 7 times over. Oh, you can shoot through rocks. That's kind of interesting, environmental damage in a video game. I mean, I'm sure a lot of games had, like, very subtle environmental damage, but, like, oh, it's a disguise. No? Are mud guys disguised as trees or something? That's... Okay, that's a little strange. You gotta think about that. But it does look like earlier that the huge mud guy destroyed a patch of trees with, like, their acid breath. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. We do have to go through. Is there any... Oh, we've got Gradius upgrade system. I didn't even notice that. So, just in case you're unfamiliar... Oh, it looks like... Okay, so as you pick up those power-ups, then it advances a little weapon meter on the bottom corner. And so that kind of determines, like, what kind of, either weapon you'll get or upgrade. I think it determines what weapon you get, and I'm assuming you lose it when you die. But you know what they say about assumptions in video games? Usually they're right, but not always, because some games break the mold. Oh wow, the grass is lighting on fire? This game has environmental damage. This game is from like, what, the 80s? Okay, so A button is still choose letter. Oh, watch out, will I get it? Okay, good. That was a little tight, the timing on the name entry screen. Oh, okay. Oh no, I forgot. Other buttons were A. Okay, well, let's take a look at the intro, just see if we can understand a little bit more about Devil World. Oh no. The arcade machine smells blood, and we must deliver. But not with that button. Oh, okay. So the button that lets me choose which weapon to use is also the button that...
Those who have tampered
Oh.
with the sacred ark.
Wait, so if you look at that intro, like, the lady turned in the light and went into the coffin. Okay, fair enough. But then the guy didn't? But then he still shows up in the, land? But then also, too, if you're paying attention, like, one of their, like, helpers, their archaeological helpers, also turns into light and comes with them. So, what is happening there? But then they didn't appear in the actual gameplay. So did they just, like, die? Also, oh, okay, so you can just kind of squeeze right by. Oh, you gotta find the key. I was wondering, hey, why don't we just go straight to the exit? Oh, you can't jump over things. That's kind of a surprising oversight for, like, a game that's just so good about its environmental damage. And that's kind of strange, these Minotaurs. So I'm, like, kind of bumping into them. You can't quite see it so well. Oh, maybe the key's in a random place each time. No? It looks like it's... Nah, okay. There's probably the rub. The key's probably in a random place each time. And so that's how you can keep from just going straight to the ending if you played this game before. Although I thought that'd be like a little neat little way to maintain your progress. Although I guess it has a continue function, so if you really wanted to maintain your progress the old-fashioned way, you could. But, oh yeah, it looks like I can just kind of bump into... Oh, maybe it's because, like, I've got a health bar, and so, like, any actual damage I take is, like, not really reflected on screen, but that's really weird. So, it looks like there's no, like, damage animations. Like, your character just maybe takes damage? I'm not actually sure. There's no, like, real representation, and I don't want to play the game just looking at my health bar the entire time. So that's kind of interesting. Alright, what do we got? Flamethrower. Unfortunately, it doesn't shoot rapidly, so it's actually worse than the original gun, but... Well, I say that, but now it, like, completely obliterates those rock formations. Okay, it may not be worse, but you do have to approach the game in a fundamentally different way. Like, you can't just super spam. But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but the Minotaurs don't attack immediately upon making contact. Oh gosh. So one thing you do definitely take damage from is the fire. Can you set off fire yourself? No, I guess not, but it looks like you can jump over enemy shots. Wow. This game is surprisingly detailed. Well, I'm guessing it's mid-80s, so maybe that much is a little bit routine, but like, I mean, this is an Unreal Engine 4. You can't just program in like environmental effects like that. So some care and thought and care did actually go into like setting up those environmental effects and having it feel like that. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of, well, not really something you see in many games, much less any other games, now that I think about it. Nothing comes to mind. Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting though. The enemies have like different colors, but I mean, well, okay, that's normal. But what's interesting is just the sheer variety of them. Like, usually they kind of wait every 5 or so levels and then they change the entire oh, okay, tree monsters. They are like really letting us know we're progressing. And, I think I'm actually hitting it. I guess I was. Okay, okay, it's really weird because they show damage to the environment, but they don't show damage to characters very well. Like, enemies don't really react to getting hit. Well, okay, the Minotaurs react in, like, exaggerated fashion, but, like, I can't even really tell that I'm hitting the tree. Now, I think I am, just because I can see it, but if I wasn't paying attention, it doesn't, like, shatter, it doesn't, like, glow or anything. Like, this is kind of weird. How they kind of, well, they just kind of chose their priorities, and they chose their priorities to, like, show environmental damage. Oh, come on, I was in the air. Alright, so enemies don't attack. Oh, they're just throwing axes at me. So enemies don't attack immediately once you walk into them, but they can attack you while you're in the air, which seems like, I don't know that it's a fair trade, but that's what they decide. Oh my gosh, what the heck? This is cheaper than a beat-em-up boss, and those guys are impossible. Okay, we're gonna have to be very careful with our... Okay, we'll be very careful with our credits so we can see that intro sequence. And there we are. The cat is back. Oh my gosh, I have no idea if I'm even hitting it. I mean, it takes up like a good quarter of the screen, so I inevitably am, but oh my gosh. Yeah, in fact, it seems like I should just take the damage, put in more credits, and just go ham on this guy. Well, I'm getting somewhere. What the heck? What are you doing, you stupid dragon? Okay, guys, elite strategy. Hang out in the lower left-hand corner and shoot at the dragon. I think? Is this working? I mean, I could do this all day, but I'm beginning to suspect so can the dragon. Okay, let's try going diagonal. That'll show him. Well, it looks like I've taken damage. I think. Man, I'm gonna have to really squint at this. Yeah, it looks like slowly but surely I'm taking damage from the dragon. Now, is the dragon taking damage from me? Probably not. That's like a certain number of hits for me to use on it. Okay, so it looks like you almost... Oh! Well, what do you know? This dragon actually shows damage. So it looks like, yeah, you gotta just use superior mobility to outwit the dragon. Well, I don't know about outwitting, but you kind of outmaneuver the dragon. I guess all things considered, the dragon didn't take that many hits to take out, but it's... Oh, and yet another color of Minotaur. I'm actually kind of curious what color they'll be next level. Of course, I'm also curious what the boss would be, and I'm also curious, what if the key was on the other side? Would we just be, like, stranded? Would the game just, like, not tell us anything? It's like, well, that's what you get for being impulsive and reckless. Oh, now we're speeded up. I don't know that this actually helps. I mean, it's always fun when you, well, okay, especially Gradius and other games where you can increase your speed and all that, like, that sometimes you can go too fast, and, like, speeding up sometimes becomes a detriment. And, yeah, I know Gradius especially, because, like, speed only costs 1, just like right here. Yeah, I guess they're both Konami games, that makes sense. But, it's all too easy to just kind of increase your speed to ridiculous levels. And so, yeah, you can do it. It's just, it's not smart. And it's kind of funny in, like, later games. Oh, I see. It's probably making little gaps that, like, if you want to cross, you're gonna have to jump. Oh, I actually got hit by an enemy now. You say that, but it really doesn't look like I've done that so far. But, yeah, you can go way too fast. It's kind of interesting as you look at, like, various Genesis shooters and other games of that era where you can... Oh, this is bad. But they're as trapped as I am. Alright, I think we've just about extracted the fun out of this game. But it's kind of interesting that later era shoot-em-ups decided to treat speed as sort of like a variable you can control. And in fact, Lightning Force for the Genesis has a dedicated speed button that you can press a few times and actually choose your speed. And actually, Hitogata Happa, a very obscure bullet hell shoot-em-up on Steam, like... well, okay, you kind of customize your character, and one of the things you can choose is specifically that speed. So there's kind of the sense in, like, I guess more refined shoot-em-ups and, like, shoot-em-ups of the modern era that, like, speed is more just a personal preference. And also, too, if you play like a cave game, they usually have a mechanic where, like, if you just tap the button, it's kind of shoot them up like normal, but if you hold down the button, your ship changes to a sort of big laser type weapon, but your ship also slows down. And so that's like another way of kind of controlling your speed. I feel like that's probably the better way of doing it, because like lightning for a speed change button, it's like, it's a nice idea, but like, you really can't change your speed that fast. And also it cycles through like all the speeds, so you go from like 0, 25%, 55%, 75%, 100%, and it's like, when you're in the middle of a boss and you want to change to slow, like, you don't want to go to all the way. You don't want to like have to go through all the way fast as part of it. Oh, weird. It keeps scores for Librina and Condor separately. So I guess if I was really invested in this game, I'd have to switch over to Condor, put in a few credits, and see. I wonder if he's actually plays differently, but I kind of suspect he doesn't. But that was Devil World. Just altogether a very odd game. I don't know if I liked it or disliked it, but it was just an odd game. There were like odd stylistic choices, and like the gameplay was like good in some ways and weird in other ways, and it's an interesting game. I wouldn't say it's unfair, but like it's not precisely fair. It's just kind of, I guess it's just kind of your generic arcade game. But screen says game over, and I say game over as well, cause this cat's got a scat.
There is no escape without